Why, hello YouTube. This is Balor Mage again, and we've started another brand new build. I decided to try Lightning Trap, specifically Lightning Trap of Sparking. Now, I do want to say we've got path of buildings and everything, but I do want to say the stuff we're looking at in the background, I am just leveling this character. We just got to maps today. Nothing is min-maxed, and this is not a build guide. This is just my entry level. It's probably the way I'm going to be doing it while we're in a private league, is when we level a new character, it looks like it has promise. I'm going to make a video, show people what I'm doing, show people how I'm planning on doing things, if there's a plan, and then work on it, get it to 90 plus, see what gear I can pull together, get everything sorted the way it's meant to be and the best way, or at least what I think is going to be the best way. And then if it's worth a build guide, we'll make a build guide on it. And if it's not, I'll tell you about how much of a failure it was. So for now, as you can see in the background, the Lightning Trap of Sparking really sparked my interest. I'm so sorry. What it does that's different from normal Lightning Trap is normal Lightning Trap will explode projectiles in random directions, and that's it, and that's all it does. It has no pierce, no chain, no fork, no nothing built into it. It can do anything, but it doesn't by default. However, Lightning Trap of Sparking, what it does is it fires its projectiles in like a cone in a direction. I'm yet to figure out whether it's actually aiming at mobs or not. I can't tell, because I keep dropping at least 3 traps at once because of the belt that I'm wearing, the sunblast. So I don't know if it's targeting mobs, but it has full infinite pierce. It pierces an infinite amount of times. So that already, just off the bat, fantastic. But then it chains off terrain. So if it hits a tree or a wall or anything, it will chain off that wall and aim at the mob again. It seems, even though it shouldn't be the case, it seems like it is aiming at a single target again all the time. So you plant one trap, the projectiles go through the mob, hit a wall or a tree, chain back to it and hit it a second time. That's been great. But then I put return projectiles in, and now after hitting a wall, chaining back and hitting the mob, and then flying off into the ether, it turns around and comes back, seemingly hitting mobs a third time. That's where I'm getting a bunch of damage from. So I think that's an interesting thing, and I think that's definitely worth trying out. So that's what I'm trying out. I will jump into the path of building real quick just to show you guys where I'm at. But again, this is not a build guide. This is not a final form. This is just where we're at with just power leveling it to 90 before I deal with gear. So here it is. I actually leveled as Explosive Trap, I think it was, from level 1 to level 12 until I could put the Lightning Trap on. I've been Lightning Trap ever since. This is the tree. You can see we've got a pretty good amount of crit, not quite crit crapped, an okay amount of multi. I could use more. However, right now we're set up at only 2 mil DPS. I will get to that in a second because it's higher than that, but I will get to that in a second. Just in case anyone's interested, I immediately came this way, grabbed the Saboteur and the crit node, then immediately came through here, got the trap and the can I have more traps? Straight through there into crit, straight down here into crit. I was crit the entire time. I think by like Act 3, dual wielding axioms, I had like a 70% crit chance. Turns out mines and traps go crit really, really easy early. So I just did that with a crit chance, gem in. It was fantastic. That's the way I leveled it. I then got the other damage nodes, my RMR, so I could get another aura on my RMR there as well. And then down to life, charges, and then over more life, over more aura stuff. This node next, so I could get some proj speed. Down here for more life, and then I started filling out suppression and whatnot so that I could be tanky-ish. So that was leveling. Now, because of the Sunblast belt, our mobs can't trigger traps, but we also throw 2 additional traps, so 3 traps all the time. So that means you have to set the count to 3. Here's the problem with the count at 3. That is counting everything hitting once. Well, everything hits twice because it chains off walls, or it returns, one of the two. So it's actually 4 mil right now in my leveling setup. You can see low level gems, no quality on most things. It's actually 4 mil. Unless we are actually inside, or there are trees nearby, or there is anything for them to bounce off, because then it chains, hits the mob again, and then returns and hits the mob again. So it's not 6 either, it's actually 9. So we're sitting here in the leveling setup doing what I can tell is 6 mil DPS in the best case, and then 4 mil DPS if it's like open and there's nothing nearby. That seems pretty good to me. I'm pretty happy about it. I am using a replica heat shiver again. Not again, a replica heat shiver for the first time. I have been a little on the fence about this so far. Mobs that matter seem to only be getting about a 20% shock, which means this is only going to be about a 10% lightning damage as extra cold. So I'm not super in love with it yet, but I'm going to give it a little bit more of a chance with a little bit better gear, higher level gems, see if the shock, maybe see if I can scale the shock a little bit, see if that becomes worthwhile. Otherwise we'll replace it. We do have quite a good weapon. That's very nice. Some suppression and life and res on a shield. That's it. This 6-link, which we had floating around in our private league already, it's a pretty decent 6-link, but it's not super fantastic for us. I am going to be going for probably something corrupted +2. Maybe like the Restless Ward is a pretty good trap piece. It has good evasion, good energy shield, a bunch of per charges things that are pretty good. So we might be going for that. I don't know yet. I just had this pair of gloves, which doesn't have implicits yet. So there's a lot of scaling left to go in this build. We did get Relicash boots. These are god tier. I probably won't be replacing these for anything. Absolutely love them. Otherwise, the only other thing worth note is that all of my jewels are life and mana cost, because mana cost is huge. It is also, I'm still running an Eternal Mana Flask, and I have 2 -7 mana rings. So with both my with 1, 2, 3, 4 jewels that have reduced mana cost and 2 minus mana cost rings, I'm still having mana problems. So we're going to have to work on that. I don't have the solution for that yet, but otherwise, that's it. That's the place we're at right now. Obviously, I'm going to keep leveling it. We're going to fine tune the tree, figure out any problems, see if I can solve the mana issue, maybe get into a cluster setup. But this thing has been really, really, really fun. I very much enjoyed it. I would like to leave everybody with a really fun clip from Ultimatum. At least it was fun for me, where I took the projectile slow node from Ultimatum, and I just thought it was hilarious. So we'll leave you with that, and there'll be an update for this in a day or two, where finding out whether it scales into endgame and whether it is worth you playing or not. So far, great fun. I will see everybody next time. Goodbye.